These are yours, yes?
Yes.
All of them?
Yes.
Tell me, why is an accomplished foreign architect shoveling coal here in Philadelphia?
I'm afraid it is not so simple.
Hey, howdy, hey, awesome people of the internet, Wolfman Force and Dasher, and today I'm doing another film review. So, today I'm going to talk about The Brutalist. Now, I saw this with Clank Zoka recently, because it's now awards season, so any film that's now been released in cinemas here in the UK, that's not like a big major blockbuster or whatever, is gonna be films that have been nominated for various awards. And for The Brutalist, it's had so far 10 nominations. Yes, 10 nominations for the Oscars. I don't know about BAFTAs yet, but hopefully we'll know about that soon. So yeah. So I'm not too familiar with the director of this film, but I am familiar with the cast. It's produced by A24, although it's not specifically an A24 film here in the UK. It's distributed by Universal and Focus Features. Adrian Brody stars in this film playing a Hungarian-born Holocaust survivor who has to be separated from his family, and he emigrates to the United States of America, where he takes up work as an architect because he's well known for having a sort of interest in architecture and everything. Something I can relate to because I do like seeing weird and wonderful architecture, although in his case it's more about making different buildings and so forth. So at some point during the film, he starts going to this house where he has to renovate this room for the son of Guy Pearce's character, who initially doesn't like it to begin with, but then tries to find him later on and decides to recruit him into being his into doing something in honor of his late mother, and things sort of happen from there. Problems happen. The Adrian Brody's character's family arrive and everything and so forth, and yeah, it's a film that's shot in a unique kind of way. So previously I've talked about films that have been shot to look like they've been made using sort of old school cameras with film grains and everything, and in this case it actually specifically states at the beginning of the film that this has been shot in what's called VistaVision, which I've got no clue what that is. I have heard about it before, but I don't know that much about it other than it's meant to give films a sort of old school kind of look. So yeah, that's what it is. The film is definitely a long film. It's 3.5 hours long, but unlike most films that are that long or close to that long, it does two things that would have happened in films like released many years ago, but is not seen all that much these days, which is have the credits at the beginning, and have an intermission, which to me is something that's not really done much in films, but it kind of works here because, long films are great and all, especially if they do actually fill up the time with unique and genuine stuff. But often people start to look at their watches, start losing interest in everything if it just keeps going on and doing all sorts of stuff. But with this film, I'm kind of glad it had an intermission because it is an interesting film. It's definitely an engaging film, and it's one that you think would happen one way, but kind of works a different way. So, for example, without trying to give too much away, Guy Pearce plays this character who has lots of money to spare, and he spends money on architects to create buildings and services and stuff for him. And a character like that would usually be depicted as a villain, because usually villain characters are characters that are rich people that have money to spare and everything. But no, he actually plays this really nice, really genuine character who sympathizes with Adrian Brody's character's reason for being where he is in life, and that's the reason why he recruits him. As well as him, he has twin he plays the father of two twin siblings, and lots of stuff happen. I guess you could say the film is kind of made out to be sort of portrayed as if it's like one of those Broadway or West End shows in which it's not really a musical. I think it's just a straight up play with an intermission that lasts 15 minutes, with a part one, a part two, and an epilogue. And yeah, it's it's definitely engaging, definitely interesting, definitely shot in a very unique and creative way, definitely acted really well, and definitely lives up to the name of being brutal. The first part isn't too brutal, but it kind of gets more brutal in the second half of the film, and then the epilogue. And then in unusually for for a film that actually does sort of have that title card saying this is the epilogue. The epilogue's actually not that long, and it doesn't wrap up everything. Like, there is at least one character in the film that does disappear at one point, and then his fate is left ambiguous. So we have to figure out what happened to this one character, who I won't spoil. So yeah. Despite the age rating, it does have a bit of swearing. It does feature at least a few sex scenes or scenes of nudity. There is quite a few characters do smoke in the film, and quite a few characters do take drugs, and at least one, maybe two characters do take drugs as well. And it does have some racial slurs in here as well, although this is meant to take place at some period of time where racial slurs were a thing, but at the same time it was getting towards the point where people of a different colour were only just beginning to get accepted into society with the rest of us. So yeah, it is a great film. I think it's one of the best 3 hour plus films I've ever seen. Definitely fills up the time. It's definitely engaging, and I like how it was constructed to be consistent, because I like films that just have a straightforward story, a beginning, a middle, and an end, and none of this flashbacks or flash forwards to just complicate things, because that's the reason why I just didn't like watching Lost, and also the reason why I couldn't get as engaged in Oppenheimer as I would have in Christopher Nolan's other films. Obviously, he's known to be physiological with lots of his films, but with Oppenheimer, I just couldn't get into it despite the 3 and a bit hour length. But this one I definitely was engaged in. Never did I check my watch at any point. I definitely really enjoyed it. And I think it will almost certainly win at least some of the awards that it's been nominated for. I'm not sure if it will win all the awards, but almost certainly will win some awards. So yeah, and I hope Guy Pearce wins his Oscar nomination, because he's never won an Oscar before. So it'd be great if he won something, and then finally joins Leonardo DiCaprio as one of those actors that always gets nominated but never gets nominated until that one film happens where he does a really good job, or does something that he doesn't really like doing in real life and in the form of acting, and then ends up winning the award. So yeah, I hope he gets it. This film, I know for sure, is not going to be everybody's cup of tea, because often films about immigration and just escaping war to get to another place, and then people not mistreating you and so forth, it's something that can trigger people. But in the sense of this film, it's definitely one that doesn't do too much mistreating in that sense. There is a little bit of mistreating, but it's not really seen too much. Not in the first half, anyway. The second half does feature it a bit more, but definitely the first half, hardly any of it. And I think it's shot well, and the style is definitely good, and yeah, just a really, really well made film. So many films nowadays are just not all that interesting, and I think films that are shot in a certain way have a style to them, and are just films like this really do make a difference in the film industry, just showing that you don't have to have superheroes or supervillains or franchises or big or stories from books just turn into films. You can just do something like this and actually put more effort into it than you would do if you're being lazy and just using AI or something for that. For God's sake, for the God's sake, I really hope if AI does not take over the film industry. So yeah. So for the very rare occurrence, I'm gonna give the Brutalist full 5 stars because I really enjoyed it. It's definitely a really good film. Well, I don't think it's a favourite film of mine for sure, but it's definitely a film I really enjoyed and have no real issues with. It lived up to expectations. It did what it set out to do. And yes, okay, maybe some subject matters will be triggering for some people, but if you like a good, well-made film, then you're definitely going to enjoy this film, whether it's a triggering film or not for you. So yeah. So that's what I think about The Brutalist. I've done a written review on Letterboxd, so if you want to see my written review of it, go check out there. It's just more of a sort of straight to the point kind of review, which is kind of what I do on there instead of the detailed reviews I used to do on my blog. So yeah, my blog is still up and active. It's just I don't really do reviews or anything on there anymore because I've kind of moved on to do video reviews like this and obviously do straight to the point reviews on Letterboxd. So yeah, but yeah, leave your own thoughts about the film in the comments below. Love to hear what you think about the film, whether you liked it, disliked it, or whatever. And as always, please don't bully people. Do not put anything political or whatever on here because I will not tolerate it. So yeah, but yeah, say what you like about the film apart from that. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos. I upload videos regularly here on this channel. I do straight up gameplay videos, let's play videos, pop culture life and whole vlogs, and random but usually with a purpose shorts. So that's what I do, and various other things as well. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, share with your pals, leave a comment if you want to. If you are subscribed, remember to hit the bell so you get notified when I release new content. See you in the next one. Peace to you all. And remember, if someone is immigrating to your country and is clearly only doing so because war forced him, her, or they to, give them, welcome them, give them a hug, welcome them with open arms, give them a job, treat them with decency, respect, and everything, and just be genuinely nice people, because no one likes a racist. No one likes people that point fingers or because people are different. Just treat everybody with respect and just enjoy the fact that you're getting a new culture in your life. So yeah, all right, toodles.
Brutality.